got a bop for you this week.
That's right. We are talking about the bippity bops that we have all known and loved forever. And we're getting to the bottom of who created them. Ocean Kelly is on the show with us.
Don't just start calling everyone a
I didn't call anyone
so we're getting to the bottom.
fat top.
Fat top. This week we talk all about creating music for Rue Girls on the TV and also some of your favorite stars.
On Grand Theft Auto.
What it's like to be a drag queen, but also not one.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. And
I
cheating.
am Sir Davis.
And cheating on cheaters also.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe take that story out.
I won't. I will never do it. Enjoy the show.
Bye now.
Oh.
Mom.
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom, you end up with a sloppy seconds. Oh, diva. Our number is 213-536-9180. Our email is sloppysecondspot@gmail.com. Now on with the show. How you slaps used to be a you nasty you dirty it was like a Big Dipper and Meatball, and that's Big Dipper.
oh, oui.
A bonjour.
How are ye? You got a little ratatouille up under that beret?
Yeah, I'm gonna make some ratatouille, and I love having rodents in the kitchen with me.
Why does Paschetti taste so good with like butter and cheese? What is that?
That's the Trisha Paytas recipe.
Buttered
And it can't be
noodles.
like real Parmesan cheese, and it can't be Pecorino Romano. It
No.
has to be that Kraft.
No,
Comes in a green bottle.
I don't
already
agree.
Shaken up.
I don't agree. I'm talking about like cacio e pepe. Like really good cheese and it has butter and pepper. Like why is pasta so tasty?
Because it's just bread. It's just wet bread. Everyone loves bread. It's just wet bread and fun.
I
shapes.
love bread. Remember that?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to so for folks watching,
Yes,
we are
sorry. We are still
backpack again doing
in our
remote.
homes.
We're doing remote episodes because we want to relive our 2020 trauma from the pandemic. And so we said, let's hop on our computers and talk to our friends. But it gives us an amazing
And some enemies.
it gives us an amazing ability to talk to folks who aren't currently in Los Angeles, though hopefully they will be soon.
Yes, and guests that we've always wanted to talk to and always ask, when are you in LA next? When are you going to be in town?
Yeah, so up next on the Sloppy Seconds remote episodes, we have a great guest. Meatball, you want to give him a little intro here?
The star from the ATL.
From
Do they call it
the
that?
ATL? No.
Don't they call it the ATL?
I wrote the All-Star from ATL.
What's the one that they say don't call it?
Well, in San Francisco,
Atlanta.
they say don't say S. Don't call it.
Don't call it
Hotlanta.
Hotlanta. That's what it was. Okay. The All-Star from Hotlanta. This is a musical prodigy, producer, lyricist, performer, and drag queen. The diva, the doll, and the trade. Make some noise for Ocean Kelly.
Hi, not Hotlanta. I haven't heard that since probably. You know what? The thing is, people used to say it, but it gives very much 2002. It's one of those like trying to make fetch happen ones. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So it was never a thing. Like,
No,
for
it was a thing.
actual Atlanta people.
I think people used to call it Hotlanta. If I'm not mistaken, I was so young. I was a baby. No, but I think it was like early 2000s, like late 90s. I think people did say like Hotlanta, but I haven't heard that growing up. So
Now, when Usher says "peace up, A-Town down," is that what he's saying? Is he referring to Atlanta?
Yeah, you take the photos, you know, you got the long white tee during the Soulja Boy era. You take the photos, you go A-Town,
and you put that little thumb in there to give the little A.
Exactly. What in the butt? Yep, the little A.
Do you remember that song?
What?
Oh my
In
god,
the
That music
Sam
video
the
Wells.
start
was
of YouTube.
iconic.
Truly. Wow. Oh shit, I need a bop.
Yes, thank y'all for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Whose
No,
voice
Dipper
is
saying
that?
he needs a bop because
Yeah, I'm in desperate need of a
his
bop.
sucks. What can we do?
No, me and Dipper, we remember the remix we did to She's Alright.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Super Freaking Girl. That was so fun. Yeah. You ate that. You remember how yours go?
Yes.
Let me hear. How it start off? I wanna see.
5 things about me are my and my thighs and my and my. The fact I like to guys is given thick in the belly. I'm juicy couture and not while the fellies from Bangkok to Jaipur. Get into that geography.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Social studies. I love it.
And
That is a bop.
And do you remember yours?
I remember the first half. Let me see how far I can get. Got the body of a god, give your devotion the ocean. Might put this loco in motion. I'm a witchy icon somewhere making a potion. Only buy expensive. Please get the back with lotion. I had to hit the Nikki because, you know, it's a Nikki track. She killed me when she did that.
Oh
I
my
miss Roman.
God. Don't we
I miss
all?
Roman too.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, I think
Reloaded the revenge.
Okay, not to get on a Nicki Minaj like tantrum.
Don't worry, because
We've
fans
already
think
lost
that
all the barbs, so don't worry.
Our fans
well, let
are
me not do
Barbs hate
anything
us.
too
They
crazy.
already said they stopped listening.
Listen, I truly am an OG Barb. Like I am like an OG Barb from like the 09, you know, the era.
Mhm.
But what I was about to say was in terms of Roman, I feel like when she had the Roman Reloaded era, I just feel like the way that the industry took it and when she did the Grammy performance, it made her, she will never say it, but I genuinely think that kind of made her like, well, let me show y'all what I can do without the theatrics a little bit. And I feel like over time, she just kind of like slowed some of that down, but I want it back. Like I really thought that was a fun era. Like,
Oh,
now
totally.
would be a great time to reference that for her, I think.
What were all of those songs that she did when she came back around and she had really long hair and she was just wearing like little 2-piece sets with really long hair?
the
And
black
it
hair.
was well, it was all different colors, but she was
Mhm.
doing it was more recently what's the song? Not My Fault. No
Oh.
Type.
No, grand piano.
No.
Just
One of
grand
her top,
piano.
one of the biggest hits.
No, but
Oh
I
my
know
God.
what you mean because when Look at came out, everyone was like, "Oh, she doesn't need anything; she can just do it."
Mhm.
But then everything after that, she just kept stripping it away and away and away, and it was like, "I want to see you go crazy at the Vatican again." I totally
Because
see your point.
Absolutely. She was still rapping hard when during that era. I don't know why people, I guess it's the distraction of it. Like people need something visually. Like if the
Right.
visual is too distracting, they focus more so on this gimmick or this woo woo. And it's just like, if the talent is still there, I don't understand why multiple things can exist within one character, person, or artist at one time.
Well, I think it's that thing where
They.
Coming to the club, all the boys in the back of me. Yes, that era.
I think also people were kind of like trying to figure out reasons to not like her or to like say that she was less successful than she actually was and being like, oh, she's too theatrical. That's why you care because it's like all this. And I was like, no, the raps were good.
Mhm.
The raps were
solid.
good. That's what
The
it'll say.
wordplay was next level. When she came out, I was like, oh my God, this is good work. Like it was amazing to me.
That's what it'll say in her gravestone. The raps.
Were good.
Yeah, 100%. And it'll
Okay,
say,
I want to talk about your music because
Oh,
I don't.
yes.
WandaVision. WandaVision.
yes.
People.
That's all I could think about. I just watched Agatha all along last night, the
Mhm.
2 episodes, and all I could think was about your song. And I was like, it's gonna pop up in next season. It's gotta.
Listen, plot twist, me too. That's all I could think about watching. I'm like, girl, get me up here. Y'all need to hire me.
The people who know are like, yeah, duh, Ocean, for sure.
Mhm.
And the people who don't know, you've heard all of this music because you have worked with a ton of people, specifically big names off of Drag Race, most recently Angeria, Lala Ree, Candy Muse, Tsunami, Selena. Obviously, you have a relationship with Bob the Drag Queen. But I didn't even realize that you did all of that voodoo with
That was you?
Miss
Mhm.
Prada, aka Joanne the Scammer.
That was me. How did you even know that? That's crazy. I didn't realize people really knew like that.
We're saying Ocean, I Need a Bop because that's your drop that you put in your songs. And is that Angeria's voice?
It is. It's from her talent show on her season. she put the single out and she put me on the verse. And in my verse, I actually wrote that for her. As it goes, I just got off the phone with Nigeria. Ocean, I need about, okay, what is the criteria? So it was me. So when she said that, she said it
Finish
so
the line because it's my absolutely favorite. Because
Oh,
you bring
what-
some drums from where?
Yes. Oh, I see. I got to do the whole thing because I'm gonna forget. I just got off the phone with Nigeria. Ocean, I need a bop. Okay, what is the criteria? I told her I could add a little drum from Nigeria. I even got a homegirl straight from Liberia for real. Oh, you want a little this, a little, but like,
Add a little drum from
my
Nigeria.
ADHD. I'm over here still. I'm trying to talk and think about the rap at the same time. But no,
But
what was
she
your
said
question?
that
'Cause
so
see, I don't-
clearly it turned into your drop.
Yeah, it turned into the drop. I just thought it was so funny because she was just trying to get it right. So it was Ocean, I need about Ocean, I need a Ocean, and just trying to find it. So when
Right.
I was like, just push it out. And when she got that take, I was just like, perfect. I said, I'm gonna use this. You're gonna hear this again, and then boom.
And what was your old like tag? Because was it see, I don't know if I'm saying the right word, but did you used to go by a different name?
I did. I actually went by a lot of different names, some of which I'm not even gonna say. But at the time, the
Is it
old drop
McKelly?
was I just went by Mikkel, but it was for that intentionally for that track. I did do McKelly on the beat. Yeah, it was very,
Yes,
like,
so the start of it,
Mhm.
McKelly on the beat. That's
And I
your
changed my voice.
shit.
It's
Yes.
crazy. Mm-hmm.
Oh my, oh my, oh my,
Oh my,
oh my, oh my, oh my God.
Do you
and
know
that
who's-
went viral. That
It
was
was
like
huge.
huge. That was everywhere.
I was
And
in
you didn't
high
want to take
school.
credit for that?
Well, no. Okay, so no, I kind of did. It was just weird. To be honest, I was in high school. I had met Joanne while I was in high school. On Twitter, I was just like, I just love you. I want to work with you. And then he sent me his number and we got on the phone and we honestly got really, really close and became good friends. And we just would make music. We would call each other like on the house phones and just like live, just play stuff. And I was watching Bad Girls Club and it was when Judy said, I got the voodoo for you. I don't know if y'all used to watch Bad Girls Club, but
I've seen clips.
is her name Judy? I think, yeah, her name was Judy. And I just thought that was the weirdest thing to say. I got the voodoo for you. Like, that's a weird thing to like. I was like, what? So and that's actually her. I don't know if I should say. I mean, the song is not on streaming or it's not anything, but it is actually her voice going, I got the. So
Oh.
Well,
Mhm.
an iconic sample. That's how you make. That's how
yes.
you make club bangers, internet bangers.
Exactly.
God,
It's
that
crazy
song is so good.
because-
I'm thinking about all the drag queens I saw perform that.
Oh yeah.
And I had no idea. Bob actually told me when I told him about. He was like, "What?" He was like, "Who are like what? Where does this come from? Where did this
Yeah,
come from?"
exactly.
Because he was just telling me throughout, New York City, especially, it was so many queens that used to perform it all the time, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I had no idea, but I think that's so dope. I also did the literal legend, the Aisha erotica track.
Yes.
Oh my god, this Sir
Oh my-
Davis. This Sir Davis is really killing me, and I'm so jealous.
Just
like,
having sips. I just gotta
Wait, that literal legend track.
I
is
was
your
just
production?
listening to that. I just put it in a. Oh, sorry.
I could be your yes. So
I just put that in a mix. It's literally in a mix for Halloween.
that
That's
was
you.
So what happened was originally Joanne was working on an album at the time. I think it was like 2015, 2016. And they came from Florida to my crib and stayed for like a week or two. So we just did like a bunch of like press stuff. This was like in the prime of the Joanne the Scammer
The
like
Joanne,
takeover,
yeah.
right after the VMAs, I think. And then we started working on an entire album like with a bunch of different tracks, and that was one of them. It was like a demo. And then after that, we just never finished the album. We never got around to it. But Aisha heard it through Joanne, and then she took the demo that we had and basically amped it up and made like a whole remix and put it out. So at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was gagged because I was like,
You were like, "That's
girl,
my."
what's the tea? But like, but ultimately, on some real, ultimately, like, I'm happy for her. It happened, and it's one track versus everything
Never
else.
mind. I'm not gonna use that.
Oh my god, I'm screaming. No, shout out to Aisha Erotica for real. I genuinely wasn't a part of the release or anything, but I don't think also too, as I kind of grew up and just thought about it a little bit more, you can't really predict what kind of blows up, especially in a time where we didn't sign anything or anything like that. But it was, I mean, me and Joanne weren't speaking, and we really don't speak now. And maybe that's why just through conversation, they didn't say anything to me about it. But regardless, it's one of those things to me, I guess, where it's just like when it happened initially, I was like, girl, I was like, for real. And then I was like, I don't do drama. the Nikon Icon. I got all these other tracks, and then boom, years later, all this has happened. So
She
I
said, I'm a lit.
I don't give a
That
damn.
is very mature of you
Well,
to
Yeah,
just
it's
like
okay.
kind of be. I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but from my point of view, it seems like you were taken a little bit of advantage of, and then just be like, you know what, I'm gonna let them have that,
To
and I'm just gonna move forward.
to be real, I think, and not to like air anybody else's business out, I think that like a lot of situations with industry stuff, it's more so the people that be. So the people that be that didn't organize it for me and Joanne, these young artists and creators, it led us to look at each other through it. And from just the people that was over stuff at the time and the way that it should have went around, and me not having management, especially like I was like 2-3 years out of high school. It was just kind of like it could have been handled better. And
Hmm.
us, whether we're friends or not, like I first off, Joanne The Scammer is an incredible artist. Like when I tell you most of my comedy and humor and just the friendship that we have for like a freaking decade, it's like that's somebody that I always will respect regardless. But that is completely separate from the music and the situation that happened at the time, and I can be mature about that, and I think that's why I am getting the things I'm getting now.
it is really crazy because that is not like a unique story at all in the music industry, that someone does a demo, someone writes a hook, but because there wasn't a bunch of papers signed or a contract in the writing session, the
Mhm.
producer just goes like, "Oh, I've got this demo that I made. Yeah, it's got someone singing a hook on it, but that was just from like a writing session. That's whatever." And then it's like, "Well, great, let's sing that hook." And they like can't even trace it back, so it doesn't matter. Plus with sampling, like the way that stuff gets pulled, and if you sample just such a small little piece,
Yeah.
it's hard to trace it back somewhere. And so I mean, I haven't had anything like that sort of happen in my life, but I feel very much the same as to what you're saying. I mean, actually, a long time ago, there was an account like in South America that kept
Mhm.
lifting all of my music videos and
Oh
putting them on
yeah.
Facebook, and they would get millions of views on this guy's sort of aggregate meme account. And he kept lifting my music videos and clipping them, and he would actively clip my name out of them in like the title sequence. And
Oh
I
God.
was sitting here going, my music video only has 60,000 views on YouTube, but on this guy's Facebook account in Brazil, he's got 6 million
Come to
views.
Brazil.
Come to Brazil. And you just sort of
Yes.
like, it's kind of how the internet is. And you just hope that enough
Mhm.
people, can figure out that it traces back to you, like we're doing today. We're doing that detective work to let the world know that you actually created a lot of culture that people are a part of.
Yeah, I thank you, and I appreciate that. And again, because you know how the internet be, child. Don't come to me with that this damn song. Shout out to Aisha and Joanne. Genuinely, like I hope everybody's doing well. You know what I'm saying? It especially when I think about just like everything I was able to accomplish. The creator in me, the creative in me, is like happy that I was able to be instrumental in so many cool things in pop culture to
Right.
kind of like help build it even without it. Very Star Davis tease how she put it out there, but she didn't put her name on it, like
Yeah.
Beyonce, and then it won all these awards. I'm not saying that I didn't want my name on it at the time, but I was so young and had less of a name and didn't know how to navigate it. So it's really cool to have that still be a part of my history, regardless. And now in hindsight, be like, oh well, look, the talent spoke for itself because without anybody knowing,
It
Absolutely.
rose to
the
the
world
top.
just. So
Now, I have a question about one other Joanne the Scammer moment, which is, you remember the Twitter, the Brandon Twitter?
Oh,
oh
I
my god.
do. Oh, the
Yes.
meat looked heavy.
And
Oh,
she used to put
Uh,
a whole bunch of
she
things
used
up.
to, and now she's just disappeared.
Well, I think
yeah.
that's amazing because that's a classic artist where you're just sort of like, I had the world at my fingertips, but I choose to sit on my couch. Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah,
Me later
I haven't talked
tonight.
to Brennan in a long time, but I do think that, well, remember there was a lot of stuff that just kind of happened that pulled them off the internet a few years ago.
Yeah.
And sometimes I still like will see like memes and stuff come across. I'm not sure, but I just wish them the best, honestly. You know how
Yeah.
you fall out with somebody and you just like, damn, like it's so much time has passed, I don't give a damn. But it's still
Yeah,
like that.
I know
It's
that
that
absolutely.
it's that feeling of like, that's crazy. Like just the timeline of life. You're like, damn, but
Yeah. Well, listen, this interview is about you, but that is fun to know that you were involved in all of that. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we've got more questions for Ocean Kelly.
Purr.
And we're back.
I want to know when you started. Oh, sorry. We should compliment Meatball on her singing.
I was gonna say that was actually a real. That was a real. I couldn't hold a note that long, so you kind of ate that. You ate.
Oh, thank you so much. I could have gone longer, but I saw Dipper getting bored. When did you first start getting into music?
I started getting into music when I was like 11 years old. Definitely in high school. I've always been fun fact, I went to high school with Takeoff from the Migos, which is really crazy. And we have the exact same birthday, which is also even crazier. But well, we went to the same middle school. I gotta go back and look at the yearbook. I don't know, but we went to school together, and I always thought that was really cool when they came out. But yeah, I started in high school and middle school, and just been making stuff ever since. And it was one of those things where I was putting stuff on the internet. My dad used to be my manager when I was younger, and just the gay thing, same old story. Like the more I started, a little dangly earring here, a little hair color change there. It was just that little riff. And it is what it is. You grow, I was just growing up and growing into the person that I was. And I think once I realized I was putting stuff online, I'm like, this is crazy how many people have made connections online. So that's what I just started doing, finding ways to implement like my art into culture and find people and, make connections, and just the same thing we all kind of done with the internet.
Right.
So yeah, I started doing that in high school.
And were you
That's crazy.
playing instruments and like studying music, or was it all like digital computer music that you were working on?
So I was in band. I was even in marching band a little bit, and I was in percussion. So I know a little bit of like music theory, like the basics.
Yeah.
But I always reference, I don't know if y'all ever seen Drumline, but I always reference Nick Cannon because he didn't know how to read music, but he knew how to play very well. It gives very that for me. Like I do know
that makes me want to watch Drumline.
Yeah, I know when he drops the sticks at the end.
Yep. So I have a little bit. That's as far as my music, theory goes. Like,
because you are so talented. Like,
it's insane.
You could say like, oh, sorry, you only have these 6 sounds to work with, and none of them like are known to go together, and they're completely dissonant, and like, good luck to you, and you can build something. Like, your brain works in this incredible way, and everything you make has like a really good vibe to it, a really great drive to it. Like, it's so cool to hear your work.
Thank you. For me, especially when it comes to production, it's really like being a kid in a candy store and just playing with sounds. I like going against the grain and just kind of like creating stuff that people aren't used to. I love a challenge. I love taking weird concepts and making them into something. Like when the WandaVision thing happened, I was just obsessed with the TV show. Like I just really just because I never was even a huge Marvel fan, but throughout the pandemic, I went back and watched every single movie in order, and then I was gagged. And I'm like, okay, bitch, now I'm a Marvel nerd down. Like I love this, and I was watching WandaVision, and everybody just kept singing the campy chorus, and like I was just like, this is crazy. So what actually happened was Boy Radio. Y'all know who Boy Radio is?
Yeah.
I have some music with Boy Radio.
Yeah, Boy Radio.
And I want to have with him.
Well, oh my God, period. Well, let me give you his name. No, but Boy Radio was just dancing to it. It was like just random. And I was like, okay, I keep hearing this. I'm going to sleep to this. I can't get it out of my head. I swear to God, my boyfriend will tell you. He got in the shower. I was cutting the sample, and about the 15-30 minutes he got out, the beat was done. Because I was so excited. I was like, who the would turn this, you know what I'm saying? Like something specifically, this like nerdy, random, obscure, not super, it's kind of hot at the time, like sample into like this weird voguey track. And that just like my brain, I was just like, boom. And I just love doing stupid
Into the Thick of It.
Oh,
that was another one.
He like how my booty big. Yeah. Yes, I love. That's my favorite thing to perform, because if you never met me and I go into the club, it cracks me up every time when I go into like a new city or whatever. You're just at the bar. You're like, girl, who are these? and drag queens performing, and then you hear Into the Thick of It, it's familiar.
Yeah.
You hear the beat, and the first thing I say is, he like how my in my booty big. Like, they be like, what the is going on up in there? So I love just like
It's so
gagging
good.
people.
And when did that all collide with drag?
Yeah.
I think it was kind of always just kind of happening. Like, I remember at the time when I was doing stuff like, when I was doing like stuff like voodoo, working on different songs with Joanne. Even one time they just mentioned like, how come you never done this for yourself? And I think just performing and just growing up and doing so much music, especially with my dad being my manager and performing as a boy and not intentionally, just being whatever form of that is. And like, I don't think I was ever like super mask or super femme or anything, but like, I think I needed my femininity and my comfortability in my sexuality to kind of shine and come out a little more, because I was like, I don't know why. And in my brain, I was like, well, I don't really make like silly music. And then I thought about it, I was like, that's not even true. I'm can just be myself. So when Doja did I'm a Cow, I did a remix called I'm on, and she posted me on her. It's actually still on her Instagram account.
That's
And
crazy.
I hope she don't do the thing where they take all the posts. You know how artists will do the thing where they take all their posts away.
Yeah, when they have
I hope
like
she
a
don't
new
do that.
album or whatever.
Yeah, but
I think she's
but
too
Come
real
on.
for that.
Come on.
yeah, it was so stupid. But the rap was really cool. Like, I'm about to be rapping y'all whole podcast, but it was like, channel
Go.
my inner Devo. Look at me later, TiVo. All these crunchy checks. I ain't a Frito. Lyrical intuition. Wish it could pay tuition, but the school. I got beef with that in admission. Something. Yeah, like it took a bit for it to get. But like she just gagged. But in the end, instead of saying Macau said I'm on, she posted it, and I'm like, there's no reason you can't mix. Artistry. Comedy is artistry as well.
Yes.
So.
Whoop whoop.
And I know that to be true.
The humor element is so funny because I've been posting a lot of clips of a song of mine and people respond with like, this is so funny. And I'm like, no, it's cool. It's sexy. It's exciting. And it's like, I used to take funny as a negative, but it's resonating with people. And look at the people that we revere as MCs. I mean, we just started by talking about Nikki. It's like, she's got jokes in there.
Yep. It's very weird. It's very weird.
Now, when you did Fat Slut in Atlanta, you did the first half in drag, and then you got out of drag to perform the second half. Do you feel like there's certain songs that you will only perform in drag and songs that you only perform out of? Or does it matter to you? Are you trying to keep those two like personalities separate?
To be honest, at the time when I did Fat Slut, that was the end of 2020. And thank y'all for having me. So when y'all come back, please invite me again. I will
Just
always
her.
do it
It's
with
just
y'all.
her party.
It was just my party. He just happened to be there.
Oh, well, what are the odds? Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I
What are
give
the
so much
odds?
trust.
What are the odds?
What are the odds that y'all? Oh, also, you with this Sir Davis is cracking me up because I just watched the slumber party that you just did. You are, I'm so
A
obsessed with you.
psychopath.
I'm so.
Oh,
a
well, we weren't
literal
drunk on
psychopath.
that day.
Well, that makes it even funnier because that Beyonce, that Tina comment, you are hilarious.
Yeah. That Beehive loved it.
Yeah, they were
No,
real happy.
I'm part of
with
the. I'm part of the Beehive. I definitely. It was hilarious. But what was your
People's
question? My ADHD.
uncancelable. You look like a woman when you do drag.
Oh, that's what it was.
Oh, yeah, you're full
WOMAN woman.
I think there's something so fun about that. Okay, to answer the question, at the time when we did that, I knew I was finna take a break with drag, simply because I was having like this internal like thing about the way I was presenting my music, and I was very like it's weird because I think it was because I knew the music that I wanted to make. I felt like this entity that I, created with my drag persona and like visually was not adding up with the music at the time. Like, I dropped a single called Vitamin D at the top of New Year's right after that. And I was working on that while we did that. And I think it just wasn't connecting with me visually, and I actually didn't do drag the entire 2023. I put out a project called My Dolphin Has a Virus, and it just talked about, addiction, friendship, love, and like ADHD.
single with Bob for Gay Bars, which was also not in
Mhm.
drag. And yeah, you were like on a whole Baby Blue kick all of last year.
Yeah, and I think that just stemmed from one showing that I can do it, but I also think I don't necessarily intentionally want to always differentiate the the crazy loud tracks that I do from the like but it just felt right, and I think that's really cool to have like this dual artist, but in a way that no shade, but in a way that it actually works, like in a way that people can actually see that I'm not making this up. They truly, just both kind of exist within me. So I think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that that's actually like admirable because there's sometimes that I want to do. I mean, I wouldn't go out of drag because I feel like the character, but like sometimes I wish I could do like sad, slow songs, but I feel like I have built up this look and like the character Meatball to just be like constantly like high energy and annoying and like goofy. So it's like I wish I could come up with a second character that like no one would know was me so I could like get that like art out and not just be like a clown all the time.
well,
Okay,
see,
Art.
I think that one, I think you can. I think you absolutely could. It really, for me, that's why I kind of wanted to just pause for that year, because if makeup would have spoke to me while I was making this stuff, I fully would have did it. So I did
Mhm.
do a couple gigs during that time where it's like I had face paint and it was like a form of drag, very club kid drag. They were just speaking to me to do that. So I just feel like, not to sound all woo woo and like it'll just come out, but like that's literally how I, I felt about it. I was like, I want to make these kind of songs, and I don't know, it just wasn't connecting. But nowadays, it really doesn't matter. Like I truly, like, if I will go and drag to the gig, I'll go and drag out of the gig. But some people, they do make it clear, it's like, this, I want you in drag for this thing, as if I wasn't about to get on the microphone regardless and do the same.
Right.
I get it,
Right.
but it's just like, yeah. So
Sometimes people have an
there's that.
expectation of you.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Which is fair. Which is fair, and that's why you kind of get to pick and choose. But I can tell that, especially in Atlanta, there's like the alt scene and the underground scene. They don't ever ask me anything. Like, those girls, like, we know you're gonna put on the show, however you present, and it's gonna be it's gonna be fierce. We're gonna love it. But then if it's something like more serious, or like, a contracted like pride gig, or just certain things like that, that it's like, okay, it's a certain expectation, and it's more like the,
Mhm.
like, daytime
Yeah, I
television.
can't imagine if I got a pride gig and I showed up like out of drag. I was like, I'm here
Oh,
to do my bits.
that would be fierce though. You
But
still could do it.
but the heel,
Oh, I'd still be in a clear stripper heel.
just
You know
this
that to be a
a
fact.
clear
Period.
strappy pleaser, baggy sweat shorts, and a
I'd marry Cherry the out of that
stretched
gig.
out t-shirt. I love that.
Oh,
All right,
wait, no, that's
let's take a break and we'll be right back.
And we're back. You know Wicked?
Are you asking me? Because, okay, this, I'm about to get excommunicated from the gay community.
Why?
I don't know any. I have.
Just stream it. Just listen to the
I
music.
can't wait for you to see the film and then write a Defying Gravity like mix.
But it's worse than just Wicked. I don't know anything about musical theater.
And that's fine.
Okay. I did see Cats. I do love Cats. Cats, the Angelical Cat. I like that song because I had a
Angelical.
babysitter.
Um,
I had a babysitter who used to play it, the 90s tape on loop, and I'm like, this is really good.
Are you gonna see the Wicked movie, even if you don't know anything about musical theater?
Mm-hmm.
okay, good.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah. No, I really, yeah, everybody that I know is like such a musical theater nerd, and it's so funny because I'm like, I just never been to any, like, I'm like, I have no knowledge, but I'm gonna give it a chance because Ariana Grande's in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
She is.
Love
And Cynthia
Ariana.
Erivo.
Love Pink. Exactly.
Love Pink. Love Pink.
So I will watch for that.
What kind of what? No, you go ahead, Meatball.
Well, earlier you had kind of mentioned a little bit about like the underground drag scene in Atlanta. So I was wondering, like, what is the scene in Atlanta? Like, what are the different scenes? How does it feel to be a part of them?
Atlanta is so interesting because I love Atlanta because it is so rich in Black culture. I mean, from I mean, so many different walks of life. That's why I really, really do love this city. Um, for me, I am a pandemic baby. Like I'm a pandemic drag girly. So I wasn't even really introduced officially to like any scene, so to speak. But what I noticed was when I was putting my stuff online, the people who were kind of gravitating towards me. And I wouldn't necessarily say that they're all like part of the alt scene, but it was the people like Taylor Alexander, shout out to Southern Fried
Oh
Queer Pride,
yes.
incredible queen, incredible house, and just has always supported me from day one. And I think just people like that who center like, Black and POC people were just kind of like also like synonymous with the alt scene. So I was kind of getting into that, but outside of that there is a huge pageant like scene down here in
Oh yeah.
Atlanta. And but I just, to be honest, like gr- more so when I was younger, before I was presenting in drag, that's when I would go to the bars. Like a lot of them closed down, like Club Rush and like Cream. It was a lot of like
Great.
black gay clubs that were
Great.
here in Atlanta that I would see all these pageant girlies perform. I don't
Mm.
see them as
Frame.
much anymore because a lot of that stuff is closed down, but they still over there at the Marquette or like Bulldogs, and there's a lot of places where you will see like high pageantry, incredible, like great pageant drag. But just me being like a crazy girly, I always find myself with the like, like the pro fat, the pro black, like very all girlies, like
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
Speaking of cream, didn't the Krispy Kreme burn down over there?
something like that. I did hear
Speaking
about
about
that.
Krispy Kreme, would you ever not wear shoes in the Heretic?
Oh my god.
Because
Yeah,
the
if I want
cream
a
got crispy on
fungal,
the floor. You know what I mean?
listen, if I wanted some type of infection, but no. Oh my god, the heretic,
Infarction.
like infection. What was I saying before that? Y'all, the one thing y'all are gonna learn about me, my ADHD is crazy, and
Well,
I'm
we keep
100%
throwing you
sober.
random questions and comments during your
And
answers.
I will pivot every time. Like
I was
I'm the
just
worst.
asking what the scene was like there for you, and you answered it perfectly. So, what are
Period.
the parties? What are the good parties to go to? Where can you?
Oh,
My apartment. Let me stop. Where do
Married
I?
men's homes.
Okay.
Ooh.
No. What do I? MJQ is very popping here. I don't party as much as I used to be real. Like I don't go out as much as I used to. I stunt, pump through for the gigs and stuff, but like I just have had like a very weird 2024. It's just been like so many ups and downs and so much crazy happening. Like I really just have calmed down. So I don't really know. Like I just again, SFQP, they always throw like dope. And I don't know if it's like the ordinance with the cities and stuff, but like every time there's an event here that's like a big event that people love, it always is switching venues. Like it's constantly switching venues, and I think that has something to do with the city. At one point, they said that the bars in Buckhead couldn't sell after 2 a.m. So they was like, "Well, girl, we make all our money after 2 a.m." So they just shut a lot of the queer down at the time.
Whoa.
So
Oh, weird.
I don't know if
Wait,
that's why
so
it's always
Atlanta's a
switching.
4 a.m. city?
2 a.m. is when they stop selling.
Wait, but how late are the bars open there? Because in LA, we stop serving at 1:45.
I'm pretty. I want to say. It might be 3:30 or 4. It might be 3:30 or 4, like in the heart of the city. But
Right.
like, I don't know. It's just I honestly have no idea
You
because
don't go out
it
no more.
switches.
You're busy at
Yeah,
home
There you
yeah,
go.
that's
making
true.
beats on that computer.
Oh shit, I need a bop.
Oh, shit, I need
Oh,
a
shit,
bop.
I need a bop. So what are your aspirations as far as like do you want to be in the room writing on the Katy Perry albums of future?
Yes.
Like are you
I'm
trying
an
to be
American woman, and you love me. I'm an American woman.
Y'all got into her album?
No,
Got out of
not
it,
yet.
burned it, threw it out the window.
Jesus Christ. No, because I know
Killed it like she killed those nuns.
Bitch, I'm screaming. I
the
am on the floor.
the way you see and understand music, it just comes out of you. So
Mhm.
I think you would be a huge asset in a writing room, because after artists like write their own music for, I don't know, a couple albums, they have a hard
Mhm.
time seeing themselves anymore. And I think outside writers can like look at someone, because I know you write for other people. Like, do you want to do that at a higher level with other artists? Or do you like working with the queer people in your community?
I do
I think
like
you should
working.
write for Miss Beyonce.
Oh my God, I would love to. In the right first off, I
Jesus
love
Christ,
writing.
how much whiskey are you gonna drink?
I am so jealous.
I'm taking tiny sips. I haven't even
I'm-
had like a full cup yet.
I'm about to go get me some of this Sir Davis.
You gotta go. I mean, it is expensive, but you gotta get it. It's worth it.
Period. I need it.
I'm also waiting for you to come out with a remix of the Boar Worms.
Not the boar. Imagine. Not the boar. Wow. You saw how ready I was for that?
Yeah, you.
Yes.
I mean, I might just steal that.
Period. TS going on.